Welcome guys, I'm back with the most ambitious video project yet. A full, in-depth recoil pattern analysis of all assault rifles with full attachments, as that is most relevant for the mid to end game. This is a comparison between all recoil patterns, and in the end of this video, you will know exactly which assault rifles has the most predictable recoil and thereby which is the most reliable ones to spray with. I will be doing 5 full sprays with each weapon, as that is enough to see how the weapon reacts despite the random nature of the recoil patterns. Let's get going, first with the SCARL. The SCARL has a low rate of fire, which makes the recoil easy to control. It makes the least noise of all assault rifles, both with and without a suppressor, and as you can see it has a low horizontal recoil, making it an overall safe pick. The low horizontal recoil shows from the low amount of branching out on the tree chart. Notice how the vertical recoil remains highly stable throughout the entire spray. This is yet another reason why vertical recoil compensation is easy with the SCARL. Next, let's have a look at the AKM. Rumored to have been reduced in recoil in patch 1.0, and in order to actually verify this, I would need to do a lot more iterations before and after to come to a conclusive result. But what we can see is a highly unpredictable recoil pattern with a lot of horizontal movement. When we look at the first 5 bullets, we see a big jump between the first and the next 4. This recoil behavior in the first 5 bullets is what I call the rule of 1+4, and it still works in 1.0. So if you want to know more about this, click the link to the video in the upper right corner. Now to the M416, highly praised by many in 1.0, and let's see if people are actually onto something here. And wow, I think it's safe to say that what we're seeing here is quite incredible. This almost looks too good. Check out these 13 bullets, a near perfect recoil behavior with absolute predictability, easy to control for anyone, as it has almost no horizontal recoil and very low vertical recoil. I did this test many times because of the positive result, but this is actually just how the weapon behaves. You can go try it for yourself. Next is the airdrop exclusive GROZA, a terrifying weapon to be facing in a duel. And while the horizontal recoil remains at a manageable level, the vertical recoil is insanely high. But don't let that fool you, because if you look at the first 10 bullets and compare those with 5 bullets near the end of the pattern, you'll see that the vertical recoil actually doubles. This means that the GROZA has very low vertical and horizontal recoil in the first 10 bullets, but then becomes increasingly difficult to control. For this reason, you really shouldn't spray more than 10 bullets at a time unless you're very close to your enemy. The M16A4 is next. Here I can emulate a spray by clicking rapidly while in burst firing mode. When looking at the recoil pattern, I see a predictable pattern with decent vertical and horizontal recoil, but there's one thing that worries me. The weapon has a tendency to do spontaneous rough horizontal movement, as you can see right here. This can't be a problem when spraying with this weapon, because the direction of these horizontal movements will be impossible to predict. Finally, the AUG-A3, the newest assault rifle in the game and exclusive to airdrops. And wow, just look at this. I'm basically drawing straight vertical lines here. This is as close to recoil perfection as we can get in PUBG, and the recoil chart is skinny and short. I mean, just look at this recoil, guys. This is why the AUG-A3 is good. You simply hit more bullets when you shoot at people because the weapon barely has any horizontal recoil. And let's compare them all on the same sheet. Here we can see that the M416 actually has the lowest vertical recoil of all assault rifles, and the horizontal recoil is only beaten by the AUG-A3. I gotta say that the M416 really impressed me when doing these tests. I have a hard time arguing against not using this as my main assault rifle, and if I find an AUG-A3, I will use that instead. Remember that this test is about recoil pattern predictability and does not include damage or rate of fire. The GROZA is a beastly weapon, and if you shoot around 10 bullets, you'll have low horizontal and vertical recoil and do a ton of damage, making it a savage weapon. Same is the case with the M16A4, super fast bursts can melt enemies at close range, and the SCARL is the quietest rifle and still very easy to spray with. But the AKM, well, I just don't see any place for it in 1.0 really. It feels inferior to its 5.56 counterparts, so I'd avoid using it if I were you. Remember, it does not matter how fast or hard your weapon shoots if you don't hit your target. So if you intend to spray with an assault rifle, the easiest to use weapons will be the AUG-A3, M416 and SCARL. Now that's all I had for you guys in this video. I hope you liked it, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content like this one. And I'll see you guys next time.